Ethnobotany is actually a very simple science because ethnobotany investigates how people use plants, and we're doing that every day. If we drink wine, we drink coffee, we build a house with wood. This is all ethnobotany. So again, it's about how people use plants. And as that, it's a science of survival because we need plants every day in our life. So it's actually one of the most important biological sciences from our point of view. This ranking is based on how often scientists are cited. So how many colleagues reference your work in their own publications. So in my case, I've published a lot in different fields of botany and ethnobotany, and a lot of colleagues have used that work for their own citations, for their own work. The International Ethnofarmacology Award is actually a big deal because ethnopharmacology is part of our science. It deals with how people use medicinal plants. And especially during COVID, of course, medicinal plant use has become more important worldwide. And as ethnobotanists, to receive an award that internationally that treats how you use plants for health is tremendously important because it's a lifetime award that recognizes, in this case, my work over my whole career. And medicinal plant use is very popular, so ethnopharmacology has a lot of colleagues in it, and receiving this award is a highlight in an ethnobotanist's career, and so also personally speaking is a highlight for me as a person because it shows how important the work is that we are all doing. In fact, we established the Department of Ethnobotany here at Institute of Botany, Ilia State University in 2017 already. And in 2021, then a professorship of ethnobotany. Before, I was director for the Center of Ethnobotany at Missouri Botanical Garden, which is one of 2 centers in the world focusing on this kind of science. And before that, I was professor at University of Hawaii, and before that, professor in Germany. Georgia is a tremendously interesting country, very biodiverse. There's a lot of plant use, starting with making wine, for example. There is a lot of good food that is based on plants. There are still a lot of old land races, old plants that can be used in food. But most importantly, they're tremendous colleagues and they're tremendous people. We have an excellent collection. The National Herbarium is the most important collection in the whole region, with a lot of comparative plants that we can work with, that of course come from the whole Caucasus. Ilia University is a modern, new international university with a great team. So it was very easy to establish a new department and then a new professorship, which makes it a very attractive area for an international scientist because it is really a center where you can establish new research projects that have global reach. We're studying in the whole of Georgia what plants people use, what importance they have for their lives. And then we try to find out what future importance those plants can have. One example is climate change. Do we have interesting old grains that grow under specific climate conditions that could be important for feeding the whole world in the future? And as such, as I said, ethnobotany is the science of survival, so young people have a very good possibility to work in that science because we always will need plants for our daily lives. Well, we are in fact doing a very large book series with Springer. One part is ethnobotany of the Caucasus, but the series goes on ethnobotany of all mountains in the world. So what we do is we write about plant use around in the whole globe, which shows how important Ilia State University and the Department of Ethnobotany are at the global scale, because this information really is for the whole scientific community. This series came out of a personal relationship with Springer, having published with them before, and of course the scientific reputation we have. So they were interested to have a major ethnobotanist to edit and write a book series for them. In addition, of course, we're editing Ethnobotany Research and Applications, which is a Scopus indexed international journal, also published at Ilia State University. And that together does 2 things. It makes Ilia State University very visible at an international scale, so as an international institution that can also attract colleagues and students from all around the world. And secondly, it raises the scientific ranking of the university, because citations and journals published at the university, book series published at the university, of course, are important for its international ranking in comparison to peer universities. So it will help. Now, from the perspective of Georgia, of course, this also has a high importance, because it shows that Georgia is an excellent place to do research. There are good research resources, there are good colleagues. Of course, the university is an excellent base. It's a safe place to do research, and as such, raising the profile of the university in our work also raises the profile of Georgia as a country that is a major player in our science.